welcome to Interviews by Kathleen, where I dive into the fascinating world of authors, publishers, editors, narrators, illustrators, and more. I'm your host, Kathleen Osborne. I write science fiction, romance with aliens. I live in the White Mountains where they have been seen. I published 3 novels and am the founder of Transcendent Authors, a group of authors from multiple genres and countries. Together, we write anthologies. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce my guest. Her name is Angel Nix. Angel is in Florida. So, Angel, I'm going to start off with some questions for you.
All right.
When did you start writing?
Professionally in 2017, but I've been writing since high school. I started out writing poetry in high school, and then I eventually segued into writing fan fiction. I started off with Lord of the Rings fan fictions in like the late 90s, early 2000s era. And then I stopped writing for quite a while. And because I just kind of life imploded and I just kind of lost the creativity. But then I picked up I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it's Deep Heat or something like that by Patricia Briggs. It's part of her Alpha and Omega series. Absolutely loved it. Read all those books and then started reading the Mercy Thompson series. And that reignited my passion for writing. I started writing fan fiction based in the Mercy Thompson world. And then I was like, you know what? I want my own heroines like her. So that's how my first book, Wild Lilies, got its start. And I published it October 27th of 2017.
That is awesome. Now, your genre then, would you say is?
I mostly write in paranormal romance.
Okay.
I do have some contemporary romances, but yeah, most of my stuff is paranormal romance.
Yeah, I can understand that. Have you thought of writing anything for YA?
I actually do. I have a YA pen name, Mina Rains. She has 3 books out. The first 2 are part of the Orleans High Shifters series. So it's Shifters set in New Orleans. But her 3rd book, it's called Lost Isle of Nevermore. It is a Peter Pan retelling with Peter Pan as the villain.
Oh.
And I'm working on a Snow White one now with Snow White as the villain.
Why not?
Yeah, it's a completely different twist on them. So, yeah, it's been fun.
I bet it has been. Getting into their mind and changing it. Well, really, when you think about it, each one of them was not brought up traditionally.
Yeah.
Each one of them were abused at one time or another. So that could happen. Go from something very sweet to something not quite so sweet.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with because of course with Lost Isle of Nevermore, I stuck with the philosophy of him being stuck at a specific age. He's 17, and the twist is he wants to use a spell to make it so that no one can ever age over the age of 17. However, that would mean that those who had would cease to exist. On the island. So yeah. So yeah, it was really fun writing that. And with the Snow White one, Snow White is actually the embodiment of darkness. But no one knows it because she's very good at pretending to be sweet and innocent and loving.
Yeah. I think we've all met people like that.
Oh yeah.
I've met it over the years because I'm a woman of a certain age, and but I've met it in men and women.
Yeah.
So it's not a particular sex that does that.
No.
Both do.
Yep.
Yep. Now, one time we talked and you said that you've moved quite a bit and you've
Yes.
settled in. Where in Florida have you settled?
At the moment I am in northern Florida, in a little town about an hour north of Gainesville and 2 hours west of Jacksonville. I don't plan on staying here forever because
Mhm.
the living situation is not tenable. I was in a bad position and was given a place to stay while I get some things sorted out. So I mean, the eventual goal is to move back to Arizona.
Mhm. Good. You'll be a wonderful addition to the state. We like that. Yes. Yes,
Thank you.
we do. And just for general knowledge, Angel and I met through a mutual friend and also a mutual publisher.
Yeah,
The friend is Beth
because the
Freely.
friend wrangled me into doing anthologies.
Yes, and she is.
I'm like, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah,
It's not like
she's
I have
going.
a million things to do next year already. Sure, I'll add some more.
She's going to be part of Transcendent. She is part of Transcendent Authors, and our first book in the series of 7 Deadly Sins is going to be Greed and Lust. So next year, she will be debuting with that on her plate, having 2 stories in an anthology. Now,
That'll be fun. That'll be fun to write.
Will be. It will be. It's going to stretch her, just like it stretches me every time we write those. I want to also let everybody know that she's launching a book next week. Why don't you tell us about that book?
The title of the book is Omega Rising. First of all, it is not an Omegaverse book. Omegaverse is a special genre under paranormal romance where the Omega, they go through the heat cycle, and that's not this. I went with one of the original concepts of what an Omega is. The original concepts of Omega were split up into two different ideals. One was the Omega was the most cherished member of the pack. The other is that they're at the bottom of the totem pole. I went with the bottom of the totem pole. She's raised in this pack since she's like 4 years old, because she's an orphan. She's mistreated once the alpha passes away and his son takes over. She's horribly mistreated. However, she is actually the daughter of one of the strongest pack in the realm. Her family were traveling from another pack when she was 4 years old when they were attacked. Her parents almost died, and they thought she did die. Her wolf has been suppressed by magic. In the story in Omega Rising, she gets chosen to take part in the Luna Gauntlet, which is a series of trials and events and things that they have to, physical events and different things that they have to go through to try and find the perfect Luna for the Alpha King. He has an instant connection with her, but he's like, no, she's not strong enough. She can't be my Luna. She can't be. She finds an unlikely ally in his younger brother, who actually is the one who helps discover that her wolf has been magically suppressed. And of course, they find out who was behind it and deal with. But it's basically an enemies to lovers, because in the beginning, she and they don't get along. They really don't get along. Because he's pretty much a jerk in the beginning, but he gets better. He gains points.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember once dating a guy, and when I was wild, wicked, and single, and
Yeah.
it was an enemies to lovers relationship. It really was. We battled, and then ended up engaged. So
Wow.
yeah,
So you had your
yeah,
own real life
yeah,
enemies to lovers story.
yeah. So I mean, people think that it's just stories,
Yeah.
but there's reality behind each
Yeah.
one of the different tropes
Yeah.
that you see. The
It really
same,
is.
yeah. It's like murder mysteries. I work closely with a gal who she's got 27 books out,
Oh
but
wow.
but she's been writing like you since she was 12.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they moved here that her husband said, well, why don't you publish them? But the thing is, like you're showing the tropes as reality.
Yeah.
And what you were talking about with the books that you have, Snow White and Peter Pan, not Goody Two Shoes.
Yeah.
That's a real twist, but it is reality too.
Yeah.
It does happen,
Yep.
and people have to understand that it's taken from reality.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when I was a kid, I read so much. Did you read a lot?
Oh yeah. I was a voracious reader.
Hmm. Our school, only the elementary schools had their own, and the junior highs, they had
Yeah.
their own libraries. But once we got to high school, it was my first year of high school, my sophomore year. It was the city library, was our library. So I had, a trove.
Oh
A
yeah.
trove.
Oh yeah.
What did you read?
I read pretty much everything, but read a lot of fantasy, and it's so funny because you would think, as someone who read a lot of fantasy, especially like dragons, and I fell in love with the Dragon Riders of Pern series by Anne
Mhm.
McCaffrey. You would think that I write a lot of fantasy, but I don't.
Mhm.
I am branching into fantasy though. I have a Fae book coming out next year called Eden's Exile that dips my toes into that fantasy and romance area of writing. So
I think that is true of a lot of people. I read nothing but romance. And then one of my favorite authors, Jane Ann Krentz, she went into paranorma,
yeah,
and she went into, because she was a mystery writer,
yeah,
and then she went into historic romances, also under another pen name. But I write all eras of time, but I write romance, yes, but mine is nothing like hers.
yeah.
So
I have two different
Change.
historical romances that I'm working on.
You do?
One
Which-
is set in New Orleans. She's the daughter of, her mother was a slave. Her father is a white landowner. Her father actually loves her mother, but because of skin color, they can't.
Mhm.
She is slightly darker. She's not like as white as you, but she could pass for being a white person. So he sends her off to England to finishing school. And when she returns to New Orleans, she becomes the governess for two young children of a widower. And of course, they end up romantically involved. But my other one is a paranormal historical romance set in New England, in the Connecticut area of New England, up in that area of the country. And I decided to go with a paranormal twist because then I can play around with the history. I don't have to. With the ones set in New Orleans, I have to follow the history. So it's taking a little longer because I've got a lot of researching to do with it. But yeah, the paranormal romance one, I'm like, you know what? I could do a paranormal historical romance. I've got quite a bit of it done.
Oh, so. Yeah, especially coming from that area, because it is so rampant with belief in that.
Yeah.
Also, I was stationed in Texas, and there was a whole group of us that would go to my roommate's parents' home in the bayous of Louisiana, and the things you would hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather, my Lala, was from Louisiana. He was Cajun through and through.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, she had to search sometimes for words because she spoke in Cajun.
Yeah.
Which is not French.
No, it's a mixture of French and Creole and English all rolled in together. Yeah. And oh yeah. And I actually have it. I have the Cajun language in my Nola Shifter series.
Oh, okay.
I have some Cajun speaking characters in there.
Now,
my editor tried to get me to say that they spoke Cajun, but write it as perfect English, and I was like, no. First of all, that's an insult to anyone who's Cajun. Just no. I was like, but second of all, my Lala would come back and haunt me if I did that.
Have you?
I can hear it up in my head. No.
Have you thought about creating a dictionary?
I've considered it.
I would highly recommend you do that with the words that are in that particular book, and then expand it because it is a real language.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times I use real languages for my aliens.
Yeah.
Or I just twist the English words, and they're highly recognizable for what they are.
Yeah.
But Cajun ain't.
Oh no.
No.
I know that I find myself. It's so funny. Because I write it so much. I find myself saying dis, dat, dem a lot instead of this, that, and them. It's like, wait, okay, you know what? I'm speaking Cajun. I'm cool with that. Because that's how the Cajuns say it. Is this, that, dem, this, that, dem, cher. And it's not Cherie. It's cher. Cherie is the French version. The Cajun is cher. I actually had someone try and tell me that I had it misspelled. I was like, no. They're not speaking French. They are Cajun. The Cajuns do not say Cherie. It's cher.
Yeah. Because my girlfriend always share what you know.
Yep, exactly.
And
don't be couillon. I use couillon a lot in it in one of the books. Actually, I've used it, I think, in several of the books. And it basically means don't be an idiot.
Yeah. Well, it's just like we lived in England for 3 years, and it's real easy to fall into their way of speaking in that, you don't go to the hospital. I'm going to hospital.
Yeah.
And they leave out words.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when I write, I leave out words.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, put it back in there. Now, what do you have coming? I know you've got your debut, and we're
Yeah.
going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But what else do you have coming up?
Oh my gosh, I have so many books coming out next year. In January, I have Axel's Flame, which is a part of my Merciless Few series, the Connecticut chapter. The Merciless Few MC, which is Motorcycle Club Connecticut chapter. And I have Savage Dreams, which is a part of the Global Beast Shared World. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's set in Mexico because all of the Global Beast books are set in different countries. I also have Getting Torched, which is the eighth book in my Merciless Few series. There's I have Finding Fate coming out. That's a short story in the Merciless Few series. I have in the Agents of Star Shared World, I have Queen of Hearts and Joker is Wild. I have another book to write for that under Angel Nix, but I also have one to write under my darker pen name, Jesse Sin. Those are later in the year. I have Eden's Exile coming out later next year. I've got a book called Dragon Air coming out. It's based off of it got its start in my reader group several years ago when it was really active. I did this really fun thing where I started the story, and then several members of the group, we built this story. So that one was called Dragons in the Bayou, but I loved the characters I created in it. So they're all getting their books. Yeah, there's other things. I have the Chasing the Rodeo. I have 2 books in the Chasing the Rodeo Shared World coming out. There's Rodeo Rhapsody and Wrangled Hearts. And then I have a Pony Express Shared World book coming out next year called, is it Hearts at High Noon? I think that's what it is, Hearts at High Noon. I have a Small Town Romance Shared World called the Pine Ridge Shared World. I have Coffee with Love coming out, and I have another one to write for it. It's called Porchlight Promises. So yeah, I have a lot coming out next year.
It sounds like you got like 10 books coming out next week.
Oh no, I actually have a lot more than that. I didn't rattle them all off. I have like 17 releases. Some of them are short stories and anthologies though, but still I have like 17 or 18 projects next year that have to get published. And most of them aren't quite written, so it's like I'm blocking off like, X many weeks for each project.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't write, 80,000 word books. I write novellas. Mine are usually between 25,000 and 30,000 words. So it's not like I'm writing, that many 80,000 word books. I wish I could write an 80,000 word book. I just don't have it in me. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah. It'll come.
Yeah. Because I used to write close to 60, and then when I got COVID, I lost the writing. I was in such a brain fog for like 3 years. So now that I'm writing again, started out at 25,000, but it's slowly pushing up. So it'll get back up there.
That's good. And the fact that you are prolific, a lot of people really appreciate short books.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at the ones that I used to read when I was in junior high, and that Barbara Cartland. I mean, hers were all novellas, really, when you sat down and counted the pages. Yeah. And it satisfied. I got everything. I could read that book in 2 hours or less.
Yeah.
And I felt like I read that. I got a wonderful buzz off of it because it was happy. She's always happy ever after.
Yeah. And I always give mine that happy ever after.
Uh-huh.
Even if like if it's a like in my Twisted the first three books in my Twisted Fate series, the first book does end in a cliffhanger. The second book has the happily for now. Twisted Secrets is the cliffhanger. Twisted Lies is the happily for now. But Twisted Future is a happily ever after. It wraps up her story so that I can then write her sister's story, and there's a side character, his story, and then the great grandfather. It's like two or three greats in there. He's a demon. He's a demon high lord, and he finally gets his happily ever after. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
after Ariana takes over his route, his part of hell, he does finally get his happily ever after. So
Okay, well, I want a happy ever after for your book launch next week. So tell me what's going to happen.
um, I really haven't planned anything for this one, and I should have. But I've done so many like parties and hops recently for myself and for other people that I just was like not doing anything. But I really need to push that it's coming out. It will be on all e-retailers, so it's at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Smashwords, Kobo, Apple, and Google
Hmm.
Play. So I have it pretty much everywhere. Um, I just
Are you are you running a special through Smashwords with it?
Yes, actually, I do have all my books up on that special, and I got to double check and make sure that that Omega Rising is gonna be one of the. I'll have to go back through and look and make sure, but I believe I even clicked it too. It may not have added it since it was on pre-order, so I'll have to double check that.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah, all my books will be half off on Smashwords.
I just double checked that all the anthologies are going to
Yeah,
be on Smashword. And ladies and gentlemen, that means so from December 8th to January 1st, it's on sale. Some are free, some are 50% off. Check it out on
yeah.
Smashwords. All right. This has been so much fun, Angel. You're always a hoot to be around anyway. But
Oh, thank you.
finding more about you has just been fun.
Oh,
Now,
also, because I'm sure you're going to have readers in here, listening. Um, January 30th, 31st, and February 1st in the Facebook group Sirens Lounge, no apostrophe, it's Sirens Lounge, there is going to be a virtual book signing. We have
oh,
almost 60 authors. Actually, there's 69 authors in the people in the author group, and I'm verifying that because not everybody actually filled out the form, but someone had gone through and had invited like 80 people, and I had to go through and cancel the invites. So there are a few people who haven't actually signed up that are in there that I've got to get with. But they're going to go live for 30 minutes at a time. If you've already pre-ordered books from them, because everybody's going to have a pre-order form for the books. If you've pre-ordered books, they will either sign the books right then while they're on live, or they will have already sent them out to you. It just depends on what they want to do. But that during that time slot, readers are welcome to come in to the live and ask them questions and just chat with the
fun.
different authors. But yeah, I'm hoping it goes really well, because if it does, then I'm going to do this every year.
I think
Because
it will.
there are a lot of readers who can't get to signings that would love to be able to meet authors, and vice versa. There's a lot of authors that would love to do signings, but they just cannot, for whatever reason, go to in-person signings.
Exactly. And sometimes if you've already got the book, I know some authors, what they do is they have a special label made.
Yeah, some authors will do book plates, which actually makes it
Hmm.
easier for the authors who are maybe over in other countries, because like one of the authors who has signed up is in Australia.
Hmm.
So what she'll probably do is be like, you know what, I will send you a book plate, so you have my signature. Purchase one of my books. She could do it for a discounted price for them or something, and then send them a book plate and a little bit of swag stuff, because that's cheaper to send across across the
Oh,
pond
yeah.
than it is to send books. I found that out the hard way. I was going to send 2 copies of an anthology that I put together to the author to Australia, and it was going to cost $80 to ship them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of doing that, I refunded her money. I kept those books as something that I paid for, and I dropped the price of the anthology down as low as it could possibly go, and she just purchased it that way and got the 2 copies she wanted, because that was insane. Almost $100 to send $20 worth of books.
Yeah. It is. I had a friend, a very close friend in Israel, and she had to have a post box here that would forward it to her in Israel. So she had to pay postage twice.
Yeah.
Not one time. And I had another one that was in Germany, and he was an American, so he was at an APO. 6 months, and he still didn't have his books.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, I mean, and they did a special order and redid them and everything, and it was such a nightmare. But the postage is going up next month.
Yeah.
So, this is the better way to do it, is to offer these specials like the coupon with Smashwords, or putting it on sale and letting everybody know that it's on sale. That's the best way I can tell my fans I appreciate them.
Yeah.
And I think they love it.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you again for joining me on Interviews by Kathleen. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, everyone, with Angel Nix. Don't forget to check out the slides at the end. And remember, you can pause it so you can write it down. They will include information about how to contact her and me, as well as the upcoming announcements either of us has for you. Stay tuned for more exciting interviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring and stay inspired.